Alright, welcome to Gran Turismo 7. We are at Watkins, Glen, and we're in the qualifying. It's coming out a little late, so our qualifier is just going to actually turn into a practice lap because, well, we won't get to cross that finish line in time to actually get a lap that counts, because lap 1 does not count. We've switched things up. We've gone to the new Porsche 911 GT7. And we haven't had a chance to try out brake bias, so this is maybe the only attempt we're going to put in today, because I do like for the World Series a high risk, high reward, one try, one chance to get it right. But if you are going to do the race today, make sure you get in a good 5-6 laps before the quali. I think that's just part of a basic survival guide. Right now we're on 0 and the car is brake balance of 0 and the car is running superbly. So we're going to cross that finishing line and just get cut right out. So we're going to try to go from 0 to hero, from last place to podium position in today's races. Alright, so they were on the accelerator and it wasn't turning in as much on the accelerator as the old 911. So this is the one and only weakness, I'd say. In every other way, it's better than the older 911 or previous 911. So there we go, brake balance at 0. Hey, Sosa, what is up, you legend? Let us know when you're going to be racing today at the Manufacturers Cup, if you are racing the Manufacturers Cup. So we're going to have to run this car a little differently. We've done the rest of this is the last of the manufacturer races. So Watkins Glen, the very last of the manufacturers race. We're first in our city. We are 12th in our region, like the province, and about 290 something in the next category. And we've been running the older 911, and because we've been running the older 911, things have been good. We've got consistency, but now we're trying the new 911, and I'd say it's superior in every way except when we're accelerating off of turns. The car can go a little too straight when we're on the accelerator. The old 911, you can still steer quite well when you're on the throttle powering out of turns. So this should be interesting. Let me get into the live session here. Won't be long. I should be able to find the channel. Sosa, thanks for making it in, buddy. So good Saturday morning to everyone who can make it into the live. I know a lot of people are focusing on their Manufacturers Cup race. But for those that do make it, a real special thank you. Thanks. Thank you, Sosa. All right, so this is going to be interesting. Let's see. We're starting off at pretty much the absolute bottom here. Whew. Well, anytime there's gold on the line, anytime it says championship or cup, and in this case World Series Manufacturers Cup race, well, it puts a whole lot of words that crank people's ego and pride. So this might be a little challenging, but because of that ego and pride, I don't mind starting at the bottom of the pack. If I can be crashless for the first few laps while other cars are just battling it out, I'd say we're probably going to see absolute chaos and probably see somewhere between 5 to 8 cars get taken off the track. And if we're in the back, we're just going to pass those people. They'll end up way further than us. I'd say the worst thing is to actually start in the middle of the pack. You especially don't want to start your quali after 8th position. After 8th position, everyone seems to be in a I'm already at the back of the pack, who cares what happens attitude, and it's an all-out brawl. Whereas usually the top 3 are thinking, I don't want to risk knocking the car. If I knock the car out, I might also knock myself out and end up at the bottom of the pack. So usually top 3, people are usually racing clean, and not because they're better people. Unfortunately, I wish that was the case, that the more talent you had, the better of a person you would. No, they're not exactly often caring for the rest of the world. Some are, and treating this like an actual sim racer. But they're often, I think, they're just looking at self-preservation. They know that roughly 20% of the time you try to take someone out, you take yourself out, even without the other car doing much of anything. Dark J, welcome. Happy Saturday morning, mate. Thank you so much for making it in, my fellow racer. Love the support from the teammates. Thank you so much, guys. Love it if you could help out by hitting that like button. And what should we be running here? Dark J, let me know for brake balance. Where do we run this? Do we run a +2? Do we run a +3? Should we be at -1 because of the hill sections? Mind you, I haven't found the back end of this to slide out under braking yet. Well, I guess we'll try +2, and if the back end seems like it wants to go out when we're braking, especially downhill braking, then we'll know we got to head back to 0 or even -1. Didn't get a chance to ask ChatGPT. I'm almost curious what ChatGPT has to say. We are in absolute last, and that's okay. We can just do this. Oh, right, you run +1. Yeah, you're running the GTR, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is the dangerous part. If I try to climb the grid, very dangerous, as people sometimes in the bottom of the pack feel they don't have much to lose by attacking. So, like, so what if I crash myself out? I disagree. You have a lot to lose. 1, you have your integrity, and 2, you have, when you miss, it's missed opportunity, right? You can just drive clean, have a great time, keep your integrity, and learn the track, have fun, and actually climb up. So 1 car already taken out, might very well be accidental, as that bus stop section where that car went out is pretty tough to go through when the pack is all crowded together like this. Alright, so there, the back end, we started to get a little over rotation under braking. Yeah, I think +3 is a little too much for the Porsche. The old Porsche, it's definitely too much. The back end isn't under control enough. Ooh, that was limit. I was playing with the limit there. He's just leaving the apex open, so dangerously take it. Now, I gotta do something impressive with this track today, because this is the JCCR home track, I'd say. We race it every week, and I get to follow legends like the Dark J on this track. Not for long, but Dano, Dark J, Ronan, Rizio, I get to follow them all for at least a moment. Bren, Out of This World Gaming on this track, so I can't say that I don't know it. And that's why I'm not too worried about not having a qualifying lap. I want to put in a title and description of this video and get the live stream up and running, rather than just do the race without the JCCR pit crew. I think with the JCCR pit crew and everything they've taught me, even starting in 15th, I've got good chances. We're already at 4 positions after 1 lap. Oh, sorry, mate. Oh, that's just going to ask for violence. But that was not a deliberate punt. I just really didn't think he'd be going at that speed through the turn. I was waiting. I thought he'd add throttle. Don't want to get on the throttle too early there, because once you're on the throttle, it's nice to stay on the throttle. Ooh, on hard. Okay, we're on hard tires, picking up a 109. We've done a 105 something, 105.7 or 105.9 before. On softs, that's definitely a much needed time. Hey, Matt. Maverick, good day. Welcome in. Thank you so much for making it in. While I'm racing, I love it that the community is chatting with each other, talking cars, talking track. But while I'm racing, longer messages I can't read. Otherwise, I will be off track. We're up in 9th. We're up 6 positions now, just for some mostly clean driving. We did accidentally trade paint with someone through the bus stop, but no harm, no foul. Not much harm. So not much foul. Hey, Knight Rider Jim, I was just talking about you, saying that I've got some very fast drivers that I've learned this track from, so starting in last place doesn't bother me so much. Oh, thank you very much, the Dark J. Yeah, back end's under control at +2 with the new 911 here. I think one of the, I'd argue probably the best car in the overall best car in the lineup now. I kind of feel like it's a go anywhere car. A little weakness. Oh no, here we go. Powering out of the turn. Oh, not bad. Yeah, I'm hitting it up early today. It's a sunny day. I want to get some cross-country skiing in and time with the family. All right. For hard tires, that's getting better. We need to get into the 107s though. But we just got to race the track, focus on the track and what we know about it, as opposed to trying to catch up to other cars. We don't want to rush the process. And I don't have a pit strategy for this, so if anyone's done the race already and has a bit of a pit strategy, please, or even just from your experience, if you haven't raced this race yet today, but you've got the experience to let me know when I should be pitting, please do so. "13 seconds behind first." That is not bad considering that we started in last. And we are closing the gap every lap. Oh, Daniel, I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have to ask the community about it, but let me know what I can pray for. Did my absolute best yesterday and this morning before the race to try to get load cell pedals, but the Thrustmaster load cell pedals seem to be unavailable everywhere. I would like the load cell brake pedal because my throttle on this kit, the spring, it seems to be broken. I don't know how to switch it. Well, it seems to be partially broken. It just doesn't offer very much resistance. It's got a very weak feel to it. And I feel like my options are either half throttle or full throttle, no matter where I put my foot on this thing. Oh, we've done a good thing here. But now he's on the inside, we are on the outside, so I'll take the long way around here. Oh, and we pick up a few positions here. Ooh, that was a mistake there. You do not want to be braking. That should have been full throttle through. If anything, a light layoff. So I'm going to have traffic right up behind me. Love the American and Canadian flag, but not loving the vision, lack of vision here. We are in a new league, in the C League, so we've just moved into a new speed category. Faster drivers, but I am pleased. We've gone from 15th now into 7th. It's a good climb. We're keeping a consistent 13.2 seconds behind first. Thank you, Daniel. I will race my heart out here. All right, we're into the 107s now. First is getting a slow gain on our current speed. Ooh, a little over rotation there while accelerating off the turn, but nothing to complain about, really. This car is near perfect now. It is a surgical tool. You point and it does the work. All right, gotta just start using a bit more of the track to get faster. So we gotta go from the complete outside to the complete inside. Dangerous to do on lap 1 and 2. You need to be mostly in defensive positions to not lose your position. But we don't want to use too much. Yeah, I've got no pit strategy, so I'm asking the JCCR Racing pit crew, those of you who are in the live stream, to come up with a pit strategy for me. And I will follow that. I know I'm on hard tires right now. I believe it's either hard tires or wets. I don't know. I'd love to just run the whole race without a pit, so if there's no required pit, let me know. I will skip it and have these tires last the remaining 10 laps. They will be low, but I'll survive. All right, first car pits. We got Joe in the pits. He's on mediums. Okay, we're on hards. So that's interesting. That means this is the way I want it. Harder compound at first when the driving and racing is risky and there's spin outs, push outs. And once there's space and you can know the track better, have gotten used to it, tested your lines, then you throw on your better tires and then you push hard to the end. Oh, I had my vision skewed there, so I'm going to lose about a second for that mistake. Mistake is just that I was too close to see or just not properly positioned. And of course, yes, I'm using the cockpit view, and yes, I know that makes for worse lap times. The situation we're just in, if we're in the Superman flying behind the car view or Superman on the hood, you know, the impossible views. Oh, Knight Rider Jim, thank you. Excellent point. Okay, not taking off in first. First gear is shorter than it is on the old 911. You can drive a lot of turns in the 911 in first gear. Not in the new 911. It's a shorter gear. Oh, there I'm feeling like I wasn't that far off my line. And the tires, the car just didn't want to seem to rotate through the turns. So I don't know if how I can correct that. Is it tires? Is it brake balance? right, let's nail it this time. Not shift into 6. That was a mistake last lap. Third for the rotation. And that's the pace we want. Very good advice, Dark J. That's well articulated, kind of like a step-by-step how-to. So watch our sector times. If through 5 sectors we're slower on all 5 sectors, then it's not a coincidence. It's a matter of the tires needing to be replaced. Missed the apex there. I was on the brakes, and I'm at +2, but oddly I was on the brakes, and it didn't seem, maybe I wasn't turning the steering wheel enough, but it didn't seem like it wanted to trail brake. Load cell pedals, that's going to be my solution for greater precision with the driving, with the braking, and the trail braking as well. Okay, so when I'm on throttle with the new 911, it doesn't turn in quite as much as the old 911, and that's the only place where it's not better than the old 911. The rest of the car is much more firm, precise, feels even more like a surgical tool than the old 911. It does feel more grounded, stable, easy to drive. It's not throwing any surprises at me. I am pleased. We are up 10 positions. This is looking a lot like the Spa race, our last Manufacturers Cup race. Had to do a bit of corrective braking just to get the nose in the right position, and there's no harm. I'd say it's better than not getting to your line and staying off the line the whole time and then getting a real slow, oh there, went in a little too hot, so couldn't make it to the apex. So last lap, right after this lap, we're going to throw on the mediums. Because I can see people's mediums lasted 9 laps, so I actually could have definitely pitted there. First has yet to pit, still have that 18-second difference. Just gotta breathe it out and ride it out and just try to be smooth and not push it. In slow, out fast. Of course, if we're in the right gear, that'll help. But I believe we have a mandatory pit, right? So I'm thinking I want to benefit out of as many laps as possible from the mediums. Yeah, we need a 22 Viper. That's right. Dodge has got to make it happen. They can't go back in the past. Well, they kind of do that with the classic Ram. But they could make a 2027 Viper. All right, Very difficult pit to get into without crossing the lines. Alright, so the mandatory, it must be a mandatory tire change because we have to put on, we definitely don't need fuel, right? Yeah, definitely do not need fuel, pass half. Let's get back out there and right in the racing. On spot, we probably lost 3 seconds on fueling, so it ended up costing us maybe 4th place. But we picked up 5th. We're off the hards, and everyone at the bottom of the pack now looks like they're off the hards. Now we're on the mediums. Now we can put down some faster lap times. Yeah, all out. Pedal to the metal action right here, right now. Let's go flat out and have some hot, spicy laps. Actually, let's just hope for some hot laps. No spice, because spice often means nothing nice. Whee! Alright, that was quick through there. We can get through here quickly. We'll get into pass position. Oh, no. I'm sorry for that guy, and I'm sorry for myself as well. That was an unwanted touch. I did not want to slide into the car. I thought we'd both have the room to get through there, but I guess too wide there was not the right choice on my part. That was not safe, smart driving. I wasn't patient. I had to wait instead of just trying to slide in through the apex. I saw all sorts of room between the car and the apex, and I figured, ooh, that is tons of room for a car. But I guess I was depending too much on him, continuing to go wide. Yeah, we're still in it, that's right. We're on the softs. We got an advantage now. We can get faster lap times than most of these cars. Drive it like I stole it, yes, but that I want to get it home in one piece. We, nonetheless, on hard tires, passed 10, well, some cars pitted, so we didn't exactly pass 10 cars. We passed maybe 7 cars, 6, 7 cars on hards, but now we've got the advantage of most of these cars are on hards now, and we are on the mediums. So the advantage they benefited from for the first part of the race. Now for the last third, we've got the advantage. Gonna start having to make a better pace than on the hard tires. Otherwise, we're clearly not maximizing the benefit of having a softer, stickier compound. So we have to just adjust a little bit the driving. Alright, we got 7th going into the pits this lap. He's off the hards. We got 8th going in the pits, 9th going in the pits. Okay, so there's still some that we're needing to pit. And that puts us back into, okay, that puts us in 8th. So still a nice climb from 15th. However, let's get this up. We've got enough laps to pick up 2-3 positions before the end of the race without anyone crashing. We are on the mediums. Yeah, need top 8 for sure, Daniel. Absolutely. Okay, so in that marker, just before that marker, if we're on the apex, we can get back on the throttle. Half a second faster for that section. We should be a full second faster now that we're on mediums. But we just got to get into our groove. All right, the tires are up to temp. Fantastic. Thank you, Daniel, for watching that for me. It helps me know, helps me adapt. No, do I need to go slower, faster? And watching the car, the space with the car in front of you, keeping an eye on that lets you know if you're pushing maybe just right, not pushing enough. So we've got a 1.1 second gap. If that's closing up, good. And it is closing up, so we know we got that section down. That was a good line. Oh my goodness, we're only a 10th off the fastest lap. That is fantastic. We've never been able to compete this closely in the C League. So that is very nice. I'm going to pat myself and pat the team on the shoulder for that one. There's that missing 10th. Picked up 2 tenths. I need to practice seeing how far I can go out on that section without picking up a penalty. Because I'm worried there's still a lot of track that I can use there. Ooh, now I'm down a tenth. Did some sections faster and some sections obviously slower. And there I know I'm not using the whole track, but I'm a little iffy since I'm not sure how much off of turn 1 I can use up as track. I'm being pretty conservative, I think. Not sure, maybe I'm just on the limit. Not sure where we'll pick up the penalty. Sounds good, Daniel. Definitely get on throttle before that apex marker, the candy cane marker on the inside. Get on throttle earlier. Ooh, there we go. Nice. Not far off a 106 for that section. John mediums, I think, is pretty good for a C driver. Oh, over the inside curve on turn 1. Fantastic. Okay, downshift to second for turn 1. Yeah, I'm very slow on turn 1, so I appreciate that, Dark J. Now, I'm gonna let him, oh, he's slowed down for some reason. Oh, I guess he doesn't want the pressure behind him. Well, that makes sense. If you don't like the pressure behind you, or if you're worried that the driver behind you might punch you or spear you into another stratosphere, there's almost an option to just let them run. But then I have to worry, he might also be doing that. Sometimes you never know. It could be his tires. Could be he doesn't want the pressure. Could be that he wants to just let you pass and then punch you. Yeah, and the tires are holding up. They're feeling great. Could have probably put them on one lap earlier. But what's done is done. Still a lot of track to use up there. I think if we go off on the light green, nope, we've picked up the penalty. All right, so the test is made. I guess when I was running it conservatively through there, that was the right choice. Oh, that's going to cost me a second. Oh no, I'll get to slow down, but it is going to cost me a second. So we got to make sure we keep up pace here. It picked up a nice space with Wujek behind us, thankfully. But we're not so close to being in a position, though, to pass those two cars in front. We'll get them next time. We did spin out early on in the race, right? So, without a spin out, but still, we'll bring it home. Picked up 8 positions. Not my fastest lap, but we made it on home. Thank you for the support, guys. All right, Ricky Trousers here. And was behind us, I guess. We did a thing! Up 1 position, it's a small win. Up 8 positions, and I'd say that is a run I can be proud of, and I can definitely be thankful that I had the JCCR Racing pit crew behind me, helping out with keeping me consistent. That has been my biggest issue in the last 12 months. Usually I crash out on like the last lap or second last lap. So just those reminders of, follow pace, just keep the pace up, not, because in my mind, of course, when you're racing, and that's a good lesson for all of us because, we need to auto-train ourselves this in racing as in life. If behind your brain, you're always saying like, oh, you got to take a huge leap forward, you're likely going to push too hard and burn out, crash out. And in racing, just like in life, it's not about taking that huge step forward and, doing everything to pass that car that's ahead of you. No, it's focusing on the variables around you, the track. In life, it's the variables around you, the people around you, and just being very aware and present in your present environment and situation. And on the track, it's the same thing. It's where am I now, turn by turn, You know, in life, one foot in front of another. You might be in a position at one of those times in your life where you're feeling really down or even depressed. It's just about getting that next foot forward because everything will ebb and flow. There'll be peaks and there'll be lows. There'll be times when you feel like you're on top of a mountain and you've never climbed a mountain. Not necessarily saying a dangerous straight up wall climb, but you know, walked up a big nice mountain. When you get to the top, there's a special feeling of wow, I made it up here, just like in life. But when you're in, you know, you're in the valleys, you're feeling like you're sinking underwater. You just got to put one foot forward, turn by turn. Daniel, thank you so much. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. All right, so let's see how it went here. Safety ratings. Did my safety rating go down? Phew, no. All right, and that was a fun race. Thanks for the race, folks, and thanks for the clean race. No one was trying to take each other out. This wasn't... Well, at the beginning, there's a few cars that went out. I think there was some people trying to take each other out. But that seemed to have gotten sorted, and the end of the race went really, really well. That was. I hope to see some of these racers again. It was really nice. Like no one's safety rating went down. So, wow, not bad. It's nice to meet some racers that want to race. And I'm not sure AFK. I'll have to figure that one out. Yeah, Rusty Shackleford unfortunately got taken out. Yeah, keep it shiny side up. Right on. Well, folks, Godspeed. God bless. I wish you, of course, more cars and more power. So I'm not sure. With picking up a 7th position, it's like, should I do the race again? Run the 11th and try to finish. You know, there's 2 positions in front of us. We did spin out, but do remember, if you run the race a second time and someone takes you out and you finish in like 15th, well, that's your position. And you at that point, you might just say, I'm not racing this a third time today, and finish your manufacturer's final race in 15th. So I kind of like the idea of no do-overs. I almost think it should be no do-overs for everyone. I think that'd be a cool World Series setup where there's just no do-overs. Maybe it would encourage people to drive more safely and at least not try to take each other out, because then it's like, okay, well, if I try to take him out and something happens and I end up getting out, well, then I'm going to try to climb back from 15th and might ruin it. Maverick, yeah, ended on a good note. It's just I love Watkins Glen so much. I want to race it again, but I'm not sure I want to risk the 7th position. It's definitely a race that I find pretty awesome. Thank you so much, folks, for watching. I'm blessed to have you all along for the ride. Wish you a wonderful Saturday. It's the weekend. I certainly hope you're not having to work, and I certainly hope you do get to spend time with friends or family. And I hope that time will be positive, that you're not going to get into fights working, arguing about things that definitely affect our lives, but that we have no control over, like politics. For example, try to love each other, try to care for each other. Godspeed, God bless. I hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car that you love sometime real soon. And if it's not in the real world, this is still my favorite place to drive and ride. But if you do like real world cars, this week I've got a review on extreme cold driving the Ford F-150 Tremor. Oh, right on, Dark J. Yeah, let's do a practice session. Fantastic. Let's go get. Oh, you broke your ankle. I will be praying for a swift recovery, Pacific Rim. I hope that gets fixed and that you don't have. I'll be praying that you don't have any long-term negative effects to that. So let's go do a little sesh with the Dark J over in the lobby, because I haven't gotten Watkins Glen out of my system, and I want to see what can I really do with medium tires. So maybe a regular lobby with 6 laps. That should force everyone on medium tires, and those that will do 7 laps. Definitely force everyone on medium tires. If someone wants to try to go wild cowboy with softs, they can, but it'll all balance out. Oh, okay, Dark J, you're saying at another time. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, it's not loading up here, so I'll go back to that where the screen I like to end these lives on. Would any of you, do any of you play Arc Raiders? I've been playing Arc Raiders with a friend. I've been debating now for like 2 months if I should do a little live stream on Arc Raiders to hang out with you all. Oh, you're gonna meet up. Fantastic, Dark J. There's what I like to hear. I like to hear that people are spending time with their friends and family on a Saturday. And to B Williams, thank you for this livery. I like to shine bright like a diamond at night, of course. I guess I do. I don't, but I do really like the logo that lights up. Pacific Rim. I'm gonna follow the lead here, and maybe if I do get one going, maybe I'll follow my regular 9 o'clock schedule tonight. So we'll see for that. But take care, everyone. Wish you all more cars and more power.